Vietnam remains deeply unpopular with the American public even a half century later. Just take a look at this polling we did with Emerson College, where Americans, 44% of them, told us that Vietnam was unjust. And then look at another unpopular conflict, the Iraq War. It's lower at 38% saying it's unjust. And compare that to wars that were more supported. There was much less objection to the Korean War and World War II.
As for Vietnam veterans themselves, that was about a quarter of the people we surveyed. 46% of veterans say the conflict was not justified. Emerson College polling director Spencer Kimball says it's a truly remarkable statement coming from those who put on the uniform.
We asked them about 6 different wars, from World War II up to Afghanistan and Iraq, and they found every war to be justified except for the Vietnam War that they actually participated in.
Across the board, Americans told us the United States should not have gotten involved in the conflict that claimed the lives of more than 58,000 service members and many, many more Vietnamese soldiers and civilians. 62% of those we surveyed said the U.S. should have stayed out, whereas only 38% said the involvement was the right thing. 50% of Americans told us no. They have no clear idea of what we were fighting for in Vietnam. Only 17% of people say yes, students in school are being taught accurately about the conflict. As for the anti-war protests that came to define the Vietnam era domestically, 48% told us they made no difference. 37% say the protests helped end the conflict, and 15% say the protests prolonged it. But even for how divisive Vietnam was 50 years ago, Americans generally believe things are more contentious these days. 49% of those we polled told us political division is bigger now than it was during the Vietnam era, with much smaller percentages of people saying divisiveness back then was about the same or worse. And older Americans feel particularly passionate about what we're seeing currently.
The people who lived in that time of the Vietnam era say that this era is more divisive.
Finally, most Americans do not believe we have learned the lessons of Vietnam, with 43% saying no, we are not more cautious about getting involved in foreign conflict, whereas 34% say yes, we are a little bit more cautious, with 24% unsure. I'm Henry Rossoff, sending it back to you.